allow me to introduce myself. I'm made will and taste. I've been around for a long, long year. So many men.
Please allow me to introduce myself and actually introduce Tommy White. I'm John Ostick from Malvern Prep and Rolling Stones Economics, and today I'm going to introduce a junior from Malvern Prep, Tommy White, who is going to go over the 2016 scoring rubric for macro question number 1, okay? Please allow me to introduce you, Tommy. I've been around for a long year. You did a great job. Let's finish it off with the number 1 question.
The markets for bananas, muffins, and coffee are interrelated, and each market is perfectly competitive. In the market for bananas, the equilibrium price is $1 per pound, and the equilibrium quantity is $1,000 pounds per week. Suppose the government imposes a price floor on bananas at $1.20 per pound, causing the quantity supplied to increase to 1,500 pounds per week. Question number 1. Would the price floor result in a shortage, a surplus, or neither? Please explain.
So it would actually result in a surplus. This is because there's a new increased price and quantity, as you can see here in this graph. I actually just drew this to help me. It wasn't actually required for the question. And so price and quantity are now higher than equilibrium price and quantity, as you can see right here. Here's the equilibrium price and quantity, and here is the new price and quantity. So it would be the surplus. You can see that up here. So this is equilibrium, here's the surplus.
Number 2. Calculate the price elasticity of supply if the price increases from $1 to $1.20. Show your work.
So actually, let's go over here. So this poster here done by Jared Donahue from Franklin Marshall College. He did a really great job. So I'm pretty much just going to translate what he did up here down here. So here is the formula. So elasticity of supply equals percent change in quantity or percent change in price. And so now, like there's 2 ways to do this. Like I did both ways just for your preference. So first way you can just like simplify the formula, or I guess unsimplify it, to be the change in quantity over quantity times the price over the change in price. And so I put my numbers in. So the change in quantity is 500 and for a quantity of 12.50, and at a price of $1.10, the change in price would be 0.2. And so that simplifies here mathematically is 2.20. Or over here, you can do it again, but this time you can do it a little differently. So you can do it like this. So the change in quantity was 500 out of 1,000, so that's 0.5%, and then over the change in price, so that's 2,100, so it's 0.2, and that equals to 2.5. So over here, those are your answers. You can choose one of those answers, or both, doesn't matter, and that those are the correct answers.
Okay, number 3. Between $1 and $1.20, is the supply elastic, unit elastic, or inelastic?
Well, it's actually elastic. This is because as the quantity supplied increases, price is also. Alright, so that basically so quantity supplied is greater than the price of supplying it, and so at a higher price, quantity supplied increases.
Yeah, Tom, so in other words, the coefficient you found out was 2.20 or 2.50, which is greater than 1, meaning that how would suppliers respond to a little bit of an increase in the price? Would they be willing to supply more or less because of that increase in price? If it's price elastic, they would be willing to supply
less. More.
Right, more is correct.
So, yes, that is correct.
Okay. For letter B, for number 1 for letter B, draw a correctly labeled graph of the market for muffins indicating the equilibrium price and quantity, labeled P subscript 0 and Q subscript 0 respectively.
So here's this graph right here. We see, so here's the equilibrium from 0 right here, and then we got quantity and price by equilibrium.
On the graph drawn in part B1, show the impact of an increase in the price of bananas on the muffin market, labeling the new equilibrium price and quantity P1 and Q1.
So the price of bananas will increase, causing the price of muffins to increase as well due to the decrease in the supply of muffins. Because since bananas are integral in making the muffins, that's what's going to happen. So the new price, the new quantity is labeled right here. So there's the new equilibrium equals 20.
On the same graph, completely shade the area that represents the change in the consumer surplus caused by the increase in the price of bananas.
So here is the entire consumer surplus, and now because of decrease in supply, the change in consumer surplus is shaded right here in green.
Letter C. In the market for coffee, the equilibrium price is $3 per cup, and the equilibrium quantity is 100 cups per week. The cross-price elasticity of coffee with respect to muffins is -2. Question number 1. Are coffee and muffins normal goods, inferior goods, complementary goods, or substitute goods?
They are complementary goods.
Question number 2. Assume the supply of coffee is perfectly elastic. Using the equilibrium price and quantity given above, draw a correctly labeled graph for the coffee market.
So here's the graph for the coffee market right here. As you can see, supply is perfectly elastic, so it goes straight across here. And then demand is just typical. So here's the equilibrium, there's the price of 3, and there's the quantity of 100.
Next, show the impact of an increase in the price of muffins on the coffee market.
So because of the increase in price, and since they are complementary goods, the demand for coffee will decrease. So here's the new equilibrium price of quantity here. So we got, it's still 3 because it's perfectly elastic, the price will never change, but the quantity is now 90.
Last question, number 3. Given the original quantity of 100 cups of coffee per week, if the increase in the price of muffins is 10%, calculate the new equilibrium quantity in the coffee market.
So we can actually go right here. So increase in the price of muffins, we can use that for the demand coefficient. So this is the demand coefficient right here. So what happened was is a decrease in the quantity demanded over an increase of 10% in price. And so now the quantity coefficient will be 80.
Which is 20 less than the 100. So when the price of the coffee increased, there was a decrease in quantity demanded of. When the price of muffins increased, there was a decrease in the quantity demanded of muffins by 2% more, which would be 20 off. So the new quantity would be 80.
Yes.
Tom, that was awesome. You did a great job at that. That was a really thorough question. Question number 1 was the long question. Very good job, Tom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.